Okay, hello, we're already on time, so we're going to start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first edition of webinars directly organized by Survalyzer Studio. We've been planning this for a while now, so we're very happy to see you all here and for the interest. In this first release, as you already know, we are presenting the future of AI research with Survalyzer by Bart, our product manager. If there is still time at the end, we are going to go through some questions, so please feel free to leave them in the chat. And having said that, I'll give the word to our presenter today. Bart, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm super happy to have you here. So today, I have a pleasure to take you on this AI research, the future of AI research with Survalyzer journey. So let me quickly share my screen. Okay, Melanie, everything works?
Yes, everything works. I'm seeing you fine.
Great. So let me start then. So our plan for today is that I would like to first start with a sneak peek into some very quick one to totally separate topic. Then we have a main topic, future of AI research with Survalyzer, and then also actually our product roadmap for the next year. Actually, not only related to AI, so it is definitely worth staying till the end to see what is coming next. But starting with a sneak peek, so I'm super happy to announce that we are on the finish line of finishing the Survalyzer Redesign project. We are implementing a totally redesigned application very, very soon. So don't worry. I know that some of you may be anxious. Will I find my settings that I always use? We will not be moving settings around. The main goal is that we can actually make the usage of the Survalyzer much more pleasant, much faster, because it's also a performance boost, and also that we can then develop new things for you also faster. So this will be coming very soon, and we are looking forward to hearing your feedback on it so that we can make it even better. So please expect the switch to the new design coming very, very soon. So the main topic for today, future of AI research with Survalyzer. So the goal is not to give some super specific tutorial on some details. The more is about to present you our perception of how we currently think about how AI is helping in the research process, what we already have, what we are currently working on, and when is coming what. So basically, at Survalyzer, we believe that AI is a game changer within the entire research journey, from research and survey design to distribution, collection, fieldwork, through analysis to acting on the insights that you collected. And generally both as an enabler of totally new things, previously thought impossible to do or nearly impossible, and to streamline our everyday operations. That's just making our life easier as researchers. So I would like to take with you on this journey step by step and focus on each step of the journey separately. So starting with the research and survey design. So how can AI help in research design step? So probably, as many of you already do, you already use ChatGPT, for example, as this research consultant to help you design, what type of research methods to use to reach your research goals, how to avoid bias, how to construct different questions. So this is one of the use cases. The second is the survey creation. AI can, of course, help you create survey, both in an expert role, but also just as a format converter, because you may start with some draft survey in Word, and you would like to actually not spend the amount of time to manually program it. The third use case is that maybe you already have a survey and you would like to get feedback on it. Also a great use case for AI. Nicer translations, which work better than just regular translators, and of course also survey testing. So currently at Survalyzer, we already have translations as table stakes, but currently our focus lies mainly on creating the survey with AI. So how it will look like, basically, when you create a new survey, you will have a new option to create survey with AI. that will allow you to either create a survey from prompt, right, from your research brief, describing your research goals, target audience, expected survey content, your first ideas for questions. You can always describe it here, and the AI will generate the survey in Survalyzer for you. Or you can start with your draft survey in Word that you already worked with your colleagues before, and just provide it so that you don't have to code it manually or prepare the import file manually yourself, right? So then after you provide it, AI basically will take, with 30 to 60 seconds, and then you can, just land on a newly created survey to start working directly in Survalyzer. So this is coming soon. What you can do already, right? So for this, we already have blog posts to go into more detail, but of course, you can use ChatGPT for research design consulting, but also if you would like to use it also for the survey creation purposes, you can actually use our create survey from Excel template feature. And together with ChatGPT, you can already start using it in a bit way that I just presented. Again, if you would like to see more details, we also did, Artur from our company did a webinar on that topic. You can check it out on our blog. And also, if you already have a survey in Survalyzer, you can just export it and give it to ChatGPT and ask, hey, maybe you have some expert recommendations, what I can improve, right? So those are the things that you can do already before we implement the target feature. The second research journey stack collection. So at this stage, we see that the AI can definitely help in creating those adaptive questionnaires. So this will be one of those things not previously possible, where AI is in a very smart way adapting what to ask next based on what responded previously. Then also conversational research, where AI is playing a part of this qualitative interview where you can actually either chat or actually even with voice talk with AI. For example, within this qualitative interview scenario. It can also help with fraud detection. However, fraudsters also start using AI, so this is going to be an AI battle between fraudsters and people that want to detect it. And also the very, very big topic on every research conference, the synthetic interviews. So can we actually use synthetic respondents instead of the real ones? Of course, it's a very controversial one because it's super hard to validate for your specific scenario, but it is definitely the topic that we are also observing. Currently, at Survalyzer, we focus on the first point, adaptive questionnaires, and specifically this AI follow-up question in survey, also coming soon. And quickly showing what this will mean. So let's say we have a simple NPS survey where we just ask NPS and follow-up open question. And let's say we have an angry customer that gives us, only 3 NPS question and tells us, I give it because your customer support is terrible, right? And of course, this gives us some insight that, the problem was with customer support. However, we don't know whether because the response time was too long or the problem was not resolved or the person was not competent handling it. So using this new feature, the AI will be able to understand that it's just a general answer and ask a good follow-up question that will allow us to understand what has actually happened. So for example, yes, we're sorry to hear that your experience with our customer support did not meet your expectations. Could you share more details about what went wrong? How we can improve for the future, right? And then,
sorry to interrupt you just a second.
Yes?
If you could speak a little bit slower, it would be great.
Okay. Sorry. I have a lot of content to share. So I'm trying to go quickly, but of course I will try. So coming back to maybe also make my mic a little bit closer. Coming back to the presentation. Then we have the third research step, which is analyze. And this probably is the area which is the richest and where AI can shine the most. And we can see here the use cases, of course, everything related to qualitative feedback analysis so that it doesn't take days, but minutes or hours in all formats, text, images, audio, video, what have you. Of course, also advanced analytics to uncover hidden patterns and insights for predictive analytics or automated segment clustering, etc. It can also help with those prosaic things like executive summaries of your reports so that you don't have to create them yourself. It can also serve you as a co-pilot that you work with together as an analyst, and you chat about your results and it gives you answers. It can help you with automatic report generation, and of course also with some prosaic things like translations. So of course at Survalyzer we look at work on all of those things. Some of them we already have, which also I will tell in a second. Some of those will be coming soon. So let me dive deeper into what is coming, what we already have and what is coming next. So first subtopic within the analysis is of course text analytics. And here Survalyzer already have available sentiment analysis, topics analysis, translation, and anonymization of open comments. For those that you already used it, a small news that in the last month we updated to GPT-4o model, so you should be able to actually see the improvement in the quality, especially for the mixed sentiment comments, for example, in sentiment detection, and also in topic assignment quality. And for those that haven't used it yet, just a quick overview what we already have. So whenever you already have a survey, you can go and configure your AI sentiment text analytics settings. Here you can find that we can translate open comments to different languages. We can make them anonymous. You can actually restrict also what words should always or should never be present in your open comments also manually. And when you select which question you want to analyze, you can decide to analyze for the sentiment or for topics. And you can also ask AI, what type of topics actually appear in my comments. This is a small sample, so here we have just a few, but then I don't have to create a compound myself. I can just use this one, and by this simple configuration, then we can already analyze the topics currently, and we can then create simple dashboards and reports like this one, where we can track the sentiment, topics, sentiment, for example, cross-reference with topic and development over time, and also analyze raw data open comments together with topics, check if they are actually anonymized, and then check how nice if they are translated. So this is already possible. What is coming next? What type of text analytics extensions we have in mind? So first of all, this is what I basically just showed. So there will be two new options. One is that you will be able also to select to start analyzing sentiment per each topic, not only per entire comment, right, but also per each topic. So this will allow to create this type of reports where the topic is not only cross-referenced with the main comment sentiment, but actually receives its own sentiment. And so the results can be higher quality on a more granular level. The second topic, the second extension will be that topics will be able to become two-level structures in a more easy way. It is also already possible to do, but in a more manual way. Here it will be much more explicit that you can define topic categories, you can define subtopics, and then this type of structure will allow you to also much faster create those structured reports where you analyze, for example, not only on the global level, but also per category. For example, here in the mobile application, the category sentiment, the topics that are within this category, etc., right? Both on the statistics and for the raw data analysis. So this was one of the things that is coming soon. The other thing that is coming soon is also this open-end exploration and editing area. Because we hear your feedback, and we know that currently at the manual adjustments of of these topics and sentiment is I would say time-consuming in the current version. So there will be a new open-end exploration area where you can actually see all the answers for the question that you selected. You can have a big focus, on the actual comments to be able to easily see it. You can of course filter to play around with drill downs and to see exactly what you would like to see. And then you have ability to easily, okay, so maybe I want to adjust the sentiment of this answer or topics. Yeah, I can easily then browse through categories, topics to actually assign. If I agree that, okay, this comment has the sentiment and has these topics, I can then manually approve it, right? And then I can see how many actually I manually approved it. both for myself and for reporting, so that we know that the results are really quality ones, and also for then providing this data to the trained model. We can already do custom trained models, but they are only done currently in custom projects. You cannot do it yourself in do-it-yourself mode in Survalyzer. So this extension will allow you to actually do it also yourself in the future, so that all manually corrected comments become training data for the AI model. And last extension, but not least, also very important for this exploration and understanding what is actually present in open comments. It's also generating those quick AI summaries of open comments. So here the summary is taking into consideration what type of current view, filtered view you currently see. So now I see, for example, the summary of what I can find inside the comments for my whole data set, right? But I can also go back, select, okay, I only want to see one of the topics, also generate summary, and then I will be able to see, okay, so for people that talk about bad video quality, what exactly they are talking about, right, in this summary, so that I don't have to have million subtopics to identify every detail. So to summarize what is coming next within text analytics area, we will have the sentiment per topic, the open-end summaries and custom model training, and we will also have related UI improvements that you will be able to specify these categories in topics to level structure, the automated text analytics reports so that you don't have to create everything manually in our dashboard builder, and also this easy raw open-end review and adjustments. So this summarizes, let's say, what we currently plan within text analytics part. Second thing within analysis research step is the AI executive summaries. So here I would like to just jump in directly into what we have in plan. So first we plan to extend our current expert report where you started. You do everything as you normally do. So let's say we define what type of segmentation I want to have in my report. So in this case, let's say I want to segment my tables by age. Then, as normally, I select what type of questions I want to include in my report. And then I will have this new feature where you can actually select, I would like to include this AI executive summary in the report. And I would also actually like to see this nice AI summary per question, right? And this then gives us the results that in addition to your entire online report, you also get this additional page where you receive this executive summary that is summarizing what you can find in this report. So that it's much faster to for example, identify interesting insights to find across all the questions in your survey. But also then when you go question by question analysis, especially if you define few segmentations, for example, by age, by gender, and other demographics, then you also get this AI summary per question. So that is also much faster to understand what could be potentially most important within this area. So that was the second topic, AI executive summaries. And the third topic within analytics part is this AI analyst copilot, right? So basically the chat with which you can actually talk about your data, right? So this let me quickly jump into the prototype we have. So basically this will work in a way that you can ask the chat, for example, please analyze and create a report on customer satisfaction results from my survey, right? So then the AI is on the one hand understanding your question, but on the other also understanding Survalyzer software and what type of methods and reports we can create. And then based on this type of prompt, the AI will create you the set of charts and statistics and also these executive summaries that will answer the question that you asked. Then, for example, you can say, okay, so what are the main drivers behind the NPS score? And again, the AI will know that, okay, so we already have the key driver analysis where we are already present, right, in our dashboards. So then it will create this key driver analysis for NPS score, also including the summary, the text summary of how to interpret of what we see on the chart, right? So this is what we have in mind in terms of the analytics copilot. Coming back to the presentation. So before we introduce those coming soon topics, right? So what I can do already. So first of all, you can already use just current features of Survalyzer, which I quickly presented. So sentiment, topic, translation, and anonymization. But you can also try using exports from Survalyzer and working directly with ChatGPT. So either, for example, entire report exports in PDF or Word or Excel formats, or directly with raw data, for example, for those open comment summaries. However, of course, when working with Survalyzer, you don't have to worry about the compliance topic because it is already taken care of. But when you use it yourself, then make sure that you use only company-approved AI tools and you just don't import sensitive data in a tool that is not approved, basically. So now, potentially also one of the very important topics. So what is coming when? So this is our current roadmap for the next year. The roadmap is divided into two parts. One is those AI-powered capabilities that I have just presented, and the second is basically everything else not AI-related. Of course, this is just a part of the roadmap highlighting the interesting things that you can see. So starting with the next quarter, so first you can expect those open comment summaries that you will be able to quickly create them. On the core methods and analytics method level, you can expect this max div 2.0 version with less rounds per respondents and more advanced results calculation. And also the expert report extensions, especially around text analytics, so that you can create those type of reports automatically. Then in the next quarter, you can expect AI server creation assistant, those executive summaries, and also the follow-up open question survey that I presented today. On the core methods, you can, for those that waited for this, you can finally also expect a file upload question type, and also the integrated library of surveys and research methods templates, so that you can also create survey from template, and also the ones that we provide directly. Then in the beginning of next year, you can expect the sentiment detection per topic, and also the AI custom trained model for your own, that you can do it yourself. On the core methods, you can expect the hotspot question type integrated. Again, it is already possible to do with us within custom projects, but then it will be implemented on the core level so that you can do it yourself. And last but not least, in the second quarter, we plan to have this AI results co-pilot that I presented at the end, and that also you can also finally put the comments in the survey test mode, so that it's easier to test your surveys. All right, so I was worried that I will not manage in time, but probably because I was speaking a bit fast, I actually made it in time. So sorry for that. But that also gives us ability to get questions now, right? So
thank you, Bart, for the presentation. It was great. Yes, we have a few questions in the chat. I will start from up to down, starting with the first one, which is, would this be just one on OpenAI model, or there will be some other models available?
Yeah, there's now the question which topic we refer to, actually, right? Because there are so many.
Yeah.
But I would say that most of the topics presented today will be based on the model that we selected that just works best for the specific use case. However, if we see that there is a need that specific topic would require, it would be nice to give a selection, then we will also assess it. But for the moment, we assume that we would, based on our checks, we decide which works best for the use case.
Great. The second question is, if you use adapted questions, how will this be available in data? Because everyone has different follow-up questions.
Yes, of course. I mean, this we plan that will be available in the raw data itself, right? Both the question that AI is creating, you will see it in raw data per respondent, and also of course, the answer to the follow-up question, so that you have this information available in the raw data directly. The same way as you currently have, for example, you can do it similarly with custom variables, right? You can put the question inside custom variables, so this will be a similar way.
Okay. The third question is quite related, but it has an also extra question. It is how this additional AI-generated clarifying question will impact the data structure. I am wondering what impact would it have for API and webhook when data structure changes?
Yes, so especially in the first release, we don't plan to make it super flexible, right? So it's not like one respondent will receive 0 follow-up questions and the other one will receive 5, right? So the data structure itself will not change. It will be just additional variables that appear in the moment that you select that you want this option in the survey, right? So if you have the open comment, you select, I would like to use the follow-up feature, you will have 2 additional variables in the survey that will appear in the structure. So this will not affect the previous, for example, implementations, and you will know exactly which variables to work with.
Thank you. Then I'll continue with this one, which is which access to Survalyzer is needed to enjoy the new analyzing options?
So I would need to so most of the topics refer to the expert license actually, or the legacy previous one that we had, the professional analytics license also. But for the details, I definitely invite you to talk with your account managers. The short answer is that the expert license covers all of the topics we discussed today.
Perfect. Then are those AI summaries include significance testing?
AI, so if you mentioned the executive summaries, so yes, because the AI summaries will be based on what you actually defined in the report. So if you decide to include significance testing in the report, that is already also a feature in experts reports, right? That you can include significance testing, then AI will take it as one of the data points for the summary.
Right. I'll continue with the next one. What is your status focus in synthetic interviews?
So for the moment, we are just observers, I would say. We are not actively investing in that area because, yes, of this, let's say, controversial nature of this topic. So at the moment, I cannot say anything more. That we are just observing what is happening out there and deciding at which moment in time we should potentially invest more.
Okay. Will the AI report summaries be available in different languages?
Yes, definitely. The language that you select for the report will be the language that you receive the summary in. No problem. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can AI weight the results?
Weight the results. So here it depends a little bit. So again, for the summaries, it's more on the user side to decide that you want to weigh results, right? And then you have weighted results for AI to analyze already. Regarding the last thing that I presented, so this copilot that will help you with analysis, we still need to assess how deep it can actually also work in this area. So I cannot give a straight answer on that.
Okay. Then the next question is, can the AI functionality be disabled on request?
That's the question, probably which one. If you mean that you don't, as an admin, for example, you don't want your users to use it, then yes, it depends. It already is possible to some extent because you can decide, for example, which workspaces can or cannot use those credits that are usually needed for working with AI features. So this is one of the things, and it will be also the management parts of managing who can use what will be also extended in that part.
Okay. Then we have the last 2 questions. Thank you for the presentation. Is the AI processing done in-house or are data sent to partner companies? What guarantees are there around customer data or internal business thinking being used to train AI models?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So basically, we use OpenAI models through Azure integration, right? Microsoft Azure integration. And there it works in a way that we can select exactly the same data center for processing the data as you selected for working with Survalyzer, right? So either European one or Swiss one. And there also it works in a way that no data is stored and neither used for training the models themselves. And they cannot use the data that we process. So this part is solved within this Microsoft Azure integration.
Okay, we're already on time, but I think we have just a few seconds for the last one, which is, are some AI features available with the professional license?
For professional, currently, I believe not. I think upon request, potentially the survey and report translation, if I remember correctly, but most of the things that I presented today, unfortunately not.
Okay, thank you. So with that one, we are already on time, unfortunately. Thank you, Bart, for the amazing presentation and for answering our questions. Just a reminder for everyone that you will be soon receiving an email with a recording of the session, along with another invitation also to a next webinar we will be presenting on the 25th of June in the framework of the Dutch Association of Research. This time we are going to share the success story of Kies Campus, presenting their journey of transformation from a voting app into the largest panels of the Netherlands. The access of this event has a cost of 100 euros, but for those who joined us today, it's going to be for free. So you just need to fill out the form we're going to send you and you will get the free access. Thank you all for your participation. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And until next time.
Yes, thank you all. Looking forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.